No. Voy. No. Please.
Sir. Permission है? Do I have your permission? Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Very crucial for Swachh Bharat, because unless we know how to dispose of the waste in a creative manner. So I think this we want to push.
You will understand my mind better. He knows my mind better. He knows me now for 10 years. हर टाउन में पूरे देश में चाहिए और कॉस्टिंग कम कर सर वीडियो प्लीज अरविंद जॉब बेबी when everybody we are not able to see
Come on now.
Okay.
Camera. Sir, 1/5. Okay.
Arvind, come here.
No, one side.
They are the bosses in our lives. You must understand. Thank you.
So your interaction.
How many times we have to repeat an action?
From that side. We'll start from there. This is Mr. Jeevan Das. He is the engineer for this project.
But actually, in Mahindra city, we have got about 64 companies. So they spend around 8 hours a day. Could be people we want to see it. Actually, we were thinking that we are doing a landfill of below to figure it and create energy for it. So this is one of the first Mahindra green energy initiative. So whatever the waste comes out, so we'll be taking it, segregate it, and we can show them. Just
does it cause any pollution when you are
no.
So actually, when that act doesn't you add it?
So because once if you are not going to do that, you are going to do a pollution to what is
No greenhouse. So essentially this.
No, tell me, I have a question. Suppose I was to give you land and set this up in the heart of New Delhi.
Yes.
Can be done.
Can be done.
Yes, clearly, and it will.
Udyog Bhavan, Shastri
sure.
Bhavan, Shram Shakti Bhavan.
The key thing is you need to have sufficient garbage so we can take it and digest it.
Every area has to be sufficient. So I think the first place will be near those officers' colony, where the MP stays, where all the officers stays. Those will be the
It will
first.
become a great demonstration for the whole country. एक दो research teams को लगाना पड़ेगा.
Where the secretaries stay, that's the compound. Canteens, yeah, all of them can.
Goila Dairy in Dwarka, so they are actually a lot of things is being wasted and just going and washed out. So that's a great opportunity for us to actually take that waste and then
convert it into energy.
It's not just that, it doesn't go into the ground.
We had a long chat on it.
So,
Can I just
can I
this?
see the thing, please? Excuse me. Just explain to
Normally, whatever the waste comes out, we will be grinding it and we'll be mixing.
Is there no way? How will you segregate first?
So actually, the segregation is done manually now, but we are educating people so that the source segregation.
Ideally, that should be
That's
so.
what.
Yes, sir.
Can you not, because manual segregation can be quite
Intense.
Sir,
help.
sir, actually, we are creating some automatic system.
Yeah,
Also.
I'll have to think of some
we are
sensor,
That's what we are doing. The next step is
We are working. Sir.
like in the conveyor system, which
Yeah.
that's the next.
We'll be having agitator and conveyor where it will be done. So once this segregated food waste comes to the ground and will be mixed with water, sent to the digester.
So that's the digester.
Where, yeah, where it will be staying.
So
there
this
for-
6 to 8 tons will take around 2 hours for us to for it to grind, and then this ground thing will goes into the.
Actually, it
I
was,
am told that, and in fact, not told, I have actually seen it. A whole meal that a person eats, if you dehydrate it, it becomes probably as small as this.
Yeah.
So is that the technology you're using? Here? Are you
here,
dehydrating?
so it is not like that. Actually, what is the volatile substance available? That will be digested by bacteria to produce a methane. It is not the solid waste which it can't be digested. Whatever the volatile thing is that it will get digested, it will produce gas. Actually, once it is coming to the first digester, it will stay there for 15
No,
days.
this is the KVIC.
15?
15
days.
days before. This is the KVIC
Inside
model.
this.
There are multiple models for digestion. So this we took from Khadi Village Industry Commission. So this is a whole digester which has a better storage capability. We have taken that and also
We
done some
improved
improvements.
also. We have done some automatic
No, but
hydraulic.
why does it need 15 days? Can it not be
No, it
speeded
doesn't.
up?
It is a bacterial reaction, sir, which will take a long
Can we not put some enzymes?
Yes. Those are all the things which is happening in the Scandinavian countries. So we are doing this for us in the first stage. So as we keep going on improving and get more installations, that also will actually
तो
improve.
आपने मुझे आधा इंजीनियरिंग बना दिया ये बोल दिया वो भी मैं
But you can keep on feeding the new things.
Yes,
Yeah,
so
yeah,
it's not
yeah,
every day.
it's not,
Sir,
yeah.
it is not that.
What is the capacity of this digester?
Sir, actually, it can go up to 10 tons.
No, that's a capacity.
Total capacity.
1,000 meter
cube
cube.
from raw gas will be coming.
Storage of
What he's saying is
How much of food waste can you
Sir,
do?
it is 300 tons will be stored. Because
can hold up to
Yeah.
300.
yes, this is 150 tons, that is 150.
so we are able to take it as a two-stage thing so that it becomes
Yeah, but the
easier.
question is that if the number of days it has to stay here goes down, then the size also comes down. So it will reduce the cost.
It is possible, sir, but
But
we
the
have to work
digestion
on
won't happen there.
Minister's
नहीं,
challenge is,
So enzymes डालने so enzyme डालने से ही हुआ.
Can I recede थोड़ा सा कम से
challenge he has given me is that how do you make a 5-ton plant for 150 lakhs?
No 50 आपका है मेरा उतना फिगर नहीं possibly 40 lakhs but we'll bring it down further.
Okay, we will.
Sir, whatever the digested will be, the gas will be coming out. It will be purified. Means we will be removing H2S and CO2 from here. Actually, the
In this?
purification, yeah, in there. That is, we will be showing that.
Yeah, digestion itself we talk.
Yeah.
It's in the floating water, so essentially all the methane it is essentially getting trapped. So that's what you're
Yeah,
talking about. No
actually,
greenhouse gas.
there is no greenhouse gas because there is no methane slip from this digester.
Can that not be captured and used?
Sir, actually everything
Oh,
is
everything
Everything is captured. That's what you're doing. That water
So one by one.
jacket.
So whatever we have captured the gas, it will be coming to the purification system. Yeah. This purification system H2S will be
Before
removed.
the purification, the exhaust, the slurry,
Yeah.
the waste which goes out, which we show there, is
fertilizer.
essentially organic fertilizer. That is
Yes, sir. Sir, actually, once we are purifying, we remove the H2S, we remove the CO2, everything. Then it becomes auto grade.
no, CO2 is with IIT Delhi.
Yes, actually. Sir, actually, the purification system is from the technology is from IIT Delhi. So they are given the
It's a good collaborative effort.
Yeah.
yes.
So Khadi village.
And it is a,
And then Mahindra World City is essentially helping us for all the scalpel.
sir, then
Which is
once
this division of Mahindra which has done all this?
This is World City and Mahindra Research Valley. Mahindra World City and Mahindra Research Auto.
but once it is purified, it will get compressed. Up
And
to
all the
200
money is
tons.
coming from CSR.
Yes. And once it is compressed, it can be stored in a regular CNG casket. And I can run a tractor.
We can even have larger storage in this.
Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
how much
That will
ever?
bring down the cost.
Sir, it will. The initial cost will be higher. but operation cost will come down. But we will
If the
match-
demand is like
yes,
that.
we will match the demand and the
Disadvantage is then that cylinder goes straight into transportation.
No, we can, no, we are actually having a
this will
dispensing
be
station.
filling. This will be like a filling station.
Then it should be one only. Then these cylinders are,
Sir,
because the cylinder bottom 15% you can never dispense.
That's true, sir. But the problem
हमारे
is
घरों में भी LNG सिलेंडर में 15% तो रहना
sir, actually,
क्या भाई आप बताएं?
Yeah, correct. You're right. The thing is, I'm producing gas daily, so I have to evacuate daily. So I need some storage.
No, he's saying that's a single cylinder storage.
Yeah, single cylinder storage. Bigger
Cost-
one.
cost
Sir,
will
it
be-
is a 200 bar.
It's
Normally,
high
there are
pressure, it's very high pressure, that safety, other
Sorry,
things.
I may not
Last one is at.
That's a new
Manure.
first one, the tractor. This is the first one in
First
India.
one in India, we have done with the
We are
CNG.
done with the CNG.
Is it costlier than regular tractor?
It will be slightly
How
costlier.
much?
It will be around 5,000,
15,000?
15,000.
बस 15,000 रुपया per tractor. And operating cost will fall.
Will fall, sir. But the only thing is availability. Inside the field, there will be a problem because once the gas is
No, so it can happen only
I
with
have
the
given
capacity
the
of plant.
approach to him that instead of tractor,
Yes, sir.
focus on transportation.
Sir, actually, we can run a bus, CNG bus also.
CNG bus, we are having, and genset is also off-grid power generation. We are actually.
So then the
having
generator.
genset. That's also our power also.
Two buses are running right now.
Buses. एक तो garbage trucks are the worst of the whole lot.
Yeah.
One, we should focus quickly to convert them all. There's a company called Pandit, Kirtane Pandit, जिसका bus Prime Minister ने,
KPIT, yes.
right? In Pune they've done that
Yeah, yeah.
bus and they brought it to Delhi. Prime Minister himself inaugurated it, launched it. I've given them a proposal or project. I want every BST bus in Mumbai converted to whatever is their technology, KPIT technology. So they are working on it.
CNG is hybrid, it's hybrid, it's not it's hybrid. CNG is already done by.
I feel safer with hybrid
Why?
initially. I personally use it, that's why.
No, but see, hybrid.
Electric के साथ बोल रहे हैं. This,
Yeah, here.
no, CNG there is no problem. CNG like CNG autos are there in Delhi and all those.
Gas was hybrid.
Yeah, KPIT
You
is
don't
hybrid.
need. KPIT is not doing anything on CNG. CNG technology is easily available. What they have done is a hybrid retrofitment. And they're doing electric retrofitment.
Electric.
Revolvo,
So electric retrofitment is very expensive right now. We are working with them.
Yeah, but I told them कि उन्होंने कहा 60 लाख कर दो उसमें बस. I said उसको scale again, the same number. I said multiply by 10,000 again. So they're working to see what happens.
So we are working
We
with
are
them.
also working with
So there are, try to merge the two.
Yeah, so that bus that we have.
So the other interesting thing is without bus, this for the power generation you can do it in peak hours. Yes. Peak hours. You don't need to always run. So your peak hour
It
demand
becomes
can
a
be met.
peaking
Yes.
reserve. This transportation, apart from this gas, can also use the regular CNG.
LPG, cooking gas, everything it can. Yes, it can.
And how much is the cost of retrofitting a bus?
So actually we are producing bus which is around 10 to 15,000.
What if you have to retrofit?
Retrofit,
So
it
we
is
have to remove the total engine and the
Fair enough. So what is the cost? There should be a value to it.
we'll let you.
We'll have to work.
Work out and let me know for 5,000 buses or 10,000.
finally whatever the mass product is concerned.
And that is a very good opportunity because it is organic fertilizer.
Organic and we
It's
are
organic.
composting it. We are working with Tamil Nadu Agri University in such a way that we can improve it further.
Great. Shall we walk around?
So you can see, you can walk through the.
What else can we do instead of FR?
She is the best choice. As compared to sheet metal,
So actually 5 times you can move it. That's it, it's 5 tons.
it is fully sealed. There is no meat in the
And what is the advantage of rotating so it goes?
No, sir, not necessarily because it will go up and down only. Just I'm
Then
giving.
what is the purpose of keeping it rotation
Sir,
and not fixed?
it is a floating.
It's a floating dome, so that
As the gas comes out,
gas comes out,
it will go up. Once you're consuming it, it will go down.
That's it.
Yes, sir. It's like a balloon.
Costing 80 what we can do. In the whole process, how much water are you consuming?
So it will be 5,000 liters for 1
That's it. Recycling. I wanted to ask you a question.
Yes, sir.
Can we not use this gas as a flue gas and eliminate the use of power?
Sir, actually, I don't know. They can use it. It will be only around hardly 10% will be used because of it. 10%.
वो भी आप सोचिए,
Yes, sir.
so that you are independent of the grid.
Yes, sir.
You are a standalone.
It becomes very important.
Anywhere I can put it up and
It becomes very important for villages.
So this is the
have you also worked on non-food waste?
So we can work on carbon, we can work on food waste, we can work on even process of sewage. Only thing is sewage except gas or oil. This is like your picture.
In a short compressed time. 1 month to 15 days they take otherwise they cannot sew that. Transporting is impossible. Go and see the volume. They'll just burn it. They will not bother. They don't care.
Here, actually, the surface area will be more thick and the bacteria will be here. So using as a power, this is what we
அப்படியே போயிடும் அந்த பக்கம் போயிடும் அந்த பக்கம் போயிடும்
Because the next time
Right now,
that can be sold also. Now we are using it as an NGO. So we are working with NGO Nandi Foundation to give it to the
Nandi is your own.
It's independent.
independent charge. Excuse me. This is ready for producing very good crops with no chemicals, no fertilizers needed. And it's very good, a lot of carbon in there, so a lot of carbon sequestration.
increases like anything. Prices of food produced with this is almost double.
organic.
Thank you. Can I have what is your name?
Venkat.
Vardarajan.
Venkatachalam.
Venkatachalam. Thank you. now it
This is 1,500 acre development in Chennai, 3,000 acre development. For 64 customers.
Do you have a state act or you are using a central act? What is the benefit state is giving?
State, nothing particular except the electricity taxes. That's all. The joint venture at the state. It's actually a joint venture.
So other than electricity, tax, and of course the customs exemption.
Customer again is followed by the
Central.
Yeah.
DBT mat you didn't get
That's
that.
the issue which is still going on. The other issue is also that we are developing a residential community as part of the overall.
That is allowed up to 40%.
No, right now the new law, January 2015, new act, new provision has come in, where they say, unless it's exclusively for SC, but this is a development of both procedure and commercial characteristic. Because some customers, for example, BMW, it's essentially for supply within India. So we have Singapore customers, most of them who are not employees are both from procedure and DC. So that becomes a very difficult proposition. No, we said, so long as it sets a proportionate or whatever, some method to be worked out in a process. Yes.
They sell locally, we have to pay for it.
Absolutely. That's correct. But in the residential, it's more difficult. Who is occupying the place? So those are the, that's the issue.
So otherwise now how much is now?
Right now at this point of time, we got a specific approval in Board of Approval for 15,000 tons per year based on the population. For example, today we are at 35,000. For 20, we are allowed up to now 3,000. So they have said up to 15,000 homes subject to reasonable population will be 1 lakh.
1200 acres. 1 lakh?
ये गैस पर देखो इधर गैस पर
Actually, most items are bought out things.
This is a regular compressor.
This guy actually, sir.
No, sir, it is LG.
LG.
But again,
सब चीजों में volumes करो तो you can get a completely new deal.
Yes.
और
This is the first time we
ये
are testing out the technology also.
yes, how long has it been working?
2 months.
Successfully.
Yes, sir. Actually, it took us 1 year.
Just be careful. 10 दिन में 15 दिन में cut.
मैं बिरयानी वाला फोटोग्राफर हाँ हाँ ಸರಿ ಓಕೆ 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 ಏನ್ ತಗೊಳ್ಳಿ ಸರ್ ಸರ್ कैमरा
और आगे
मोबाइल Sir, can you? Yeah. Yes, sir.
One step down.
Sir, please, sir.
Yeah, sir. Thank you.
Okay, cannot be.
Camera, yaar sir. Flash. Okay, sir. கொஞ்சம் பின்னாடி வாங்க. அட மூவ் பண்ண போகுது. கொஞ்சம் எடுத்துட்டீங்களா? மூவ் பண்ணுங்க அண்ணா அப்படி வேணா
வண்டி கீழே தான் செக்யூரிட்டி
அவ்வளோதான் இங்கே இறங்கிடு அவரு அங்கே போவார் பேட்டிக்கிட்டு கொடுக்கலாம் எங்க போயிடுச்சு வண்டி வந்து அவர் எங்கப்பா ரொனால்டு கூப்பிடுறாரு போயிட போறாரு
தெளிவா உட்காந்துட்டாரு
அவங்க
சார் நீங்க அதில் ஏறிடுங்க சார்
அதெங்க சொல்லிட்டு ரொனால்டு வர சொல்லு சார் டிராக்டர் எங்க சார் இருக்கு
இந்த பின்னாடி இருக்கு
அப்படி வந்துருவாரு
அதான் இவரு கிளம்புறாரா
பைக் மட்டும் எதுனா சொல்றேன்
ஆனால் பிரஸ் மீட்டு கூட்டு போவாங்க நம்ம அங்கே போயிடலாம் வந்து
எங்க பிரஸ்
மீட்டு கூட்டு போவாங்க ஒரு பிரஸ் முடிச்சுட்டு
இதுல ஏறாரு சார் நம்ம வந்துட்டுமா ஜி நாங்க வந்துட்டுமா சார் வரட்டுமா வாடா அந்த பஸ்ல போயிடலாம்
ட்ரை பண்ணலாம்ல இப்போ இவங்க வந்துட்டு இருக்காங்க
ஆமா நான் அங்கேயே போயிடலாம்
எங்க கூட்டு போனவங்களா
இப்ப இதோட கேட்டுங்க
இதோட இது முடிஞ்சிச்சு
டிராக்டர்ல
இல்ல அதெல்லாம்
இல்லையா
அது என்ன பிரஸ் மீட் இப்போ வேணா அதுக்கேற்ற மாதிரி தான் அரேஞ்ச் பண்ணலாம் இல்ல அதுதான்
சரி அப்போ எங்க பா
அண்ணா அங்கே நான் அந்த இது வந்து தான் உட்காந்துருது அண்ணன்
அதோ வர அது எத்தனை வர்றாரு
Today is the perfect day to break the bonds of gravity. Break the bonds of gravity. Unzip your mind and set it free. Be everything you want to be. Everything you want to be. Today is just the perfect day to rise, 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 rise. Today is the perfect day to look at things with brand new eyes. Look at things with brand new eyes. To think much bigger than our size. Think differently and change some lives. Differently and change some lives. Today is just the perfect day. Just the perfect day to rise, 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 rise. Today is just the perfect day to see the world as family. To know we have the power to be a ripple that becomes a sea. Every day is a perfect day to help the world to rise, 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 set it free, rise, 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 change some lives, rise, 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 set it free, rise, 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 change some lives, rise, 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 set it free. Today is the perfect day to break the bonds of gravity. Break the bonds of gravity. Unzip your mind and set it free. Be everything you want to be. Everything you want to be. Today is just the perfect day to rise, 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 rise. Wake up and rise, rise, rise. A perfect day to rise, rise, rise. Today is the perfect day to look at things with brand new eyes. Look at things with brand new eyes. To think much bigger than our size. Think differently and change some lives. Differently and change some lives. Today is just the perfect day. Just the perfect day to rise, 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 rise. Today is just the perfect day to see the world as family. To know we have the power to be a ripple that becomes a sea. Every day is a perfect day to help the world to rise, 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 set it free, rise, rise, Today is the perfect day to break the bonds of gravity. Break the bonds of gravity. Unzip your mind and set it free. Be everything you want to be. Everything you want to be. Today is just the perfect day to rise, 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 rise. Today is the perfect day to look at things with brand new eyes. Look at things with brand new eyes. To think much bigger than our size. Think differently and change some lives. Differently and change some lives. Today is just the perfect day. Just the perfect day to rise, rise, rise. Just the perfect day to see the world as family. To know we have the power to be a ripple that becomes a sea. Every day is a perfect day to help the world to rise, 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 set it free, rise, 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 change some lives, rise, 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 set it free, rise, 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 change some lives, rise, 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 set it free. Today is the perfect day to break the bonds of gravity. Break the bonds of gravity. Unzip your mind and set it free. Be everything you want to be. Everything you want to be. Today is just the perfect day to rise, 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 rise. Today is the perfect day to look at things with brand new eyes. Look at things with brand new eyes. To think much bigger than our size. Think differently and change some lives. Differently and change some lives. Today is just the perfect day. Just the perfect day to rise, 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 rise. perfect day to see the world as family. To know we have the power to be the ripple that becomes a sea. Every day is a perfect day to help the world to rise, 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 set it free, rise, 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 change some lives, rise, 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 set it free, rise, 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 change some lives, rise, 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 set it free.
Honorable Minister of Power, Coal and New and Renewable Energy, friends from media, colleagues, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to MRV. For those of you who have come to MRV for the first time, I'm sure that you would have seen the investment that Mahindra is making in R&D and innovation. We believe in Make in India, but we also believe that Make in India without innovation and design in India is incomplete. And that is the reason we have made the large investment, not just in terms of money, but also in terms of people resources into MRV. This is situated on a 125-acre plot, and from here we have launched many new products of Mahindra. The XUV 500, the TUV 300, the KUV 100 about to be launched, Arjun Novo, Jito, etc. and many more will be coming up. But what we are here for today is not about a product launch. What we come here today is for launching a green initiative, a renewable energy initiative of Mahindra in terms of the Bio-CNG plant that we have done. This may not be a very large commercial venture, but it is a very large venture in terms of sustainability, and sustainability is a very strong push for Mahindra Group. You may be aware that Mahindra Group is in Dow Jones Sustainability Index. You may be aware that Mahindra has the largest solar installation company in India, amongst the largest. You may be aware that Mahindra was amongst the first to launch a micro-hybrid vehicle 7 years ago, to launch a fuel-smart vehicle, and we are working on mild hybrid vehicle right now. And I'm sure you are aware that Mahindra, through Mahindra Reva, is a pioneer in India in electric vehicle technology. And right now we have 3 models for electric vehicles. We are also working on biodiesel. We are also working on hydrogen-fueled vehicles. What we have here today is a biogas plant, which is our latest effort towards green renewable energy. In fact, in July 2015, I should mention, MNRE gave us an award for work done in renewable energy, and we were the only company from the corporate sector that has gotten that award. So the plant that we have here today is basically a small demo plant located on 1200 square meter, being able to convert 10 tons of waste per day into Bio-CNG. And it is our belief that this plant can be replicated across India. In fact, when I talked to the Honorable Minister, he had given me ideas on how we can take it across India on a very, very large scale. And it can really be used to take distributed energy, which is one of the objectives of the Ministry of Power, into the villages of India. Not only it's a good idea, but it's also commercially viable idea, because the payback for setting up a plant like this is just about 3 years. I would like to thank the Honorable Minister for taking a whole day to come here today, look at what we have done, talk about how we can scale it up to something much beyond
what we had imagined, and how do we make a contribution to clean energy, renewable energy in our country. We do believe that Mahindra Group can work with the Government of India to bring in our technology that we are developing right here in Chennai, in MRV, and help develop the clean energy solution, sustainable energy solution, and provide a catalyst thereby for Make in India. So with that, I would request the Honorable Minister to come and say a few words to people who are gathered here. And after that, there will be some time for question and answer. I once again want to thank you for being here today and encouraging us for what we are trying to do. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Pavanji. My very good friend, Dr. Ashok Jhunjhunwala, who had not expected to be here, but came as a package surprise along with the biodiesel, biogas plant. All the Arvinds that I've met since today morning, other senior colleagues from the Mahindra Group handling different areas, particularly the research and development wing, which I had the pleasure to know more about some time back. All the scientists, all the dedicated team that has been working on these various projects. And I think the people who have worked on this biogas plant deserve the highest applaud for the outstanding achievement they have done. Friends from the media, ladies and gentlemen. At the outset, I'd like to place on record that this is the first project of a private company that I have come to in the 18 months that I've been a minister, or 19 months now. Usually we keep getting a lot of requests to inaugurate some plant, to do some project. But I always thought it was best to stay away from controversies, potential controversies certainly, because you never know, 5 years, 10 years down the road, they will pick out some picture of yours and say that, you know, Mahindra has got that order and therefore there was some link because you had gone there 5 years ago. A little bit of a cruel world, but we live in that world and we have to take all the necessary precautions. But there were 3 or 4 reasons why I took the decision that I should come here today. First of all, Anand Mahindra is somebody I look up to, somebody who has been an iconic leader of Indian industry with the highest ethical standards one can imagine, and who has shown India what true grit, entrepreneurship, innovation can do for the rest of the world, if I may say so. And I have full confidence that given the standards of ethical leadership that Anand Mahindra provides, my coming to Mahindra World City today and being a part of this wonderful celebration that we are all having here can never be misunderstood. Second big reason was that the innovation that you have offered to India and offered to the world today in terms of this 10-ton plant which converts food waste into biogas, which can then go into running tractors to serve the farmers of the country, which can go to serve transportation needs and bring down pollution in the cities in the country. The entire concept that Mahindra has worked with a purely at present altruistic motive, purely to contribute to greening the country, contribute to making India a better place to live in, and supporting the efforts of Honorable Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi to leave behind a better planet for the next generation here, I think is very laudatory, is appreciated by one and all, and therefore I had no hesitation when I got the opportunity to come here and be a part of not only the inauguration of your plant, but also the learnings that I've gathered in the course of my visit today. And I'd like to thank Anand in absentia. I'd like to particularly thank Dr. Pawan Goenka. I've had 2 or 3 interactions with him. Each one of them has been very educative for me. I'd like to thank other colleagues from the Mahindra Group who have put in the effort, particularly the pioneering effort on this project. And of course, I'd like to thank my good friend for several years now, Dr. Ashok Jhunjhunwala, somebody in whom I see a passion to serve the nation, which is unmatched, and somebody whom I find to himself be an innovator, who I hope to see on, of course, the gallery that you have put up over there is all posthumous, so we have many years to go for that. But I do see in him that kind of innovative and scientific temper, which probably the Homi Babas of the world and the Teslas and Edisons of the world had. So thank you very much, all of you, for the effort that you have put in into this entire initiative. Thank you very much for the leadership that the Mahindra Group and Anand and Dr. Goenka and all of you have put in. The statistics that were put up to me are indeed very impressive. Other than the cost, of course. The concept is attractive. I can visualize how this can be a game changer when we are looking not only at a better environment but also Swachh Bharat Abhiyan, and where food waste and the potential degradation of that food waste and its impact on the environment is truly a matter of concern for all of us policymakers. I have of late been working closely in Varanasi to try and clean up that city, and I'm realizing what a big challenge it is, particularly when you juxtapose the challenge with the large amounts of biodegradable food waste that we have. And as India is moving more and more towards consumerism, it's probably showing up in terms of large amounts of garbage dumps all over the country. In fact, only yesterday I had called the Municipal Commissioner of Mumbai to discuss with him what we are doing for a Swachh Mumbai, what the plans are to make Mumbai a cleaner city. I mean, I remember ever since I was a child, we have been talking of clean Mumbai, green Mumbai and all of that. But it's only deteriorated over the last many years. The current Chief Minister of Maharashtra is committed to making Maharashtra a Swachh state, committed to making Mumbai a Swachh city. And I'm sure there can be no right-thinking individual in the whole country, particularly the youth of our country, who would ever like to live in an environment, like to work in an environment, or would like to see their country dirty. And Swachh Bharat is something on which we can break the barriers of political ideology also. It's something where we can, 125 crore Indians can be aligned. And in that sense, the innovation that Mahindra and Mahindra and the Mahindra Research Center has presented to me today, and in some sense dedicated to the nation today, is extremely exciting for me as a minister in charge of renewable energy. I do hope we can duplicate this effort, we can scale up this effort very rapidly. We've had some discussions while driving to the city, Mahindra city. I've had some discussions with the rest of the team, which I'm sure they'll share with their colleagues, both sitting here and otherwise. But I do hope that we can quickly bring down the price of this equipment, make a modular equipment which can be scaled up and duplicated very rapidly across the country. And as a first task, I think Dr. Goenka and I have agreed that we should shoot for every one of the nearly 6,000 towns in India. As per the census of small towns, small and medium towns, about 30,000 population, I believe the figure is about 5,800 or 6,000. So I think together we should attempt to see if we can have at least one unit of this biogas. Yeah, I don't know what you've given it some name. It's just called a biogas plant. We need to give it a nice name. Maybe a big plant or a... Well, we'll have to think about it a little bit. You know, when I introduced the Ujjwal Discom Assurance Yojana, the original name was Financial Restructuring Plan. Then it became Operational and Financial Turnaround Plan, and all those simple names. But I promise you, if it didn't have the name Uday, probably it wouldn't have been half as successful as it is today. So there's a lot that a name can add value to. And I know that when you launch a vehicle, there must be great brainstorming sessions and Boleros, whatever. Is Bolero yours? Yes. Okay, so I'm not making a mistake. And Scorpio and all of that comes out of that brainstorming. So maybe you can have a national competition to come out with a good name for this beautiful innovation that you have presented today, and make it a matter of pride for every city, every town to participate in this mission to make India clean, process all food waste, and possibly in the process also help our farmers get the quality organic manure that I had the privilege of seeing today, help create more and more environment-friendly vehicles which can run on the CNG or the products that come out of this plant. I believe you're also working on making these plants process agri-waste. The rice husk can also, maybe you can take up the project of Punjab, Haryana with little more speed so that we can process all that agri-waste in situ and hopefully reduce the pressures on the auto vehicles or automobile companies which are being castigated for all the pollution that we are finding all over the world and the country today. But the long and short of it is, I think now all of this has to move out from laboratory scale to operationalize them to national rollout levels. I know Mahindra can do it. I know you have the passion, the zeal, the commitment to do that rapidly, to do that innovatively and economically. And I trust I will get your full support in all our efforts, not only to make a clean India, not only to leave behind a clean environment, but show the world. I don't know if you are aware of my program on LEDs. We have a hashtag which says, I led the way. I LED the way. I led the way. And LEDs, for your information, is truly a rollout which is unparalleled in the world. So Secretary Ernie Moniz of the United States actually talks about it and takes out his mobile and shows the app in public audiences about the way India is systematically and efficiently working on energy efficiency. So if the world is standing up and watching and recognizing India for the massive thrust we are giving to a cleaner environment, to renewable energy, to energy efficiency, to energy conservation, I'm sure the world will watch the speed and dexterity with which Mahindra takes this whole project forward. On my part, I can only reassure you, and I'm using the word reassure because I saw a lot of projects where MNRE and the Mahindra Research Center are even collaborating together. So I can only reassure you that we will be a part of any initiative which can provide cost-effective solutions towards making India greener, cleaner. You got a little sample today. I'm committing to you publicly that Maharashtra will waive VAT, road tax and registration for all electric vehicles in the state of Maharashtra. I spoke to the Chief Minister in your presence just about 15 minutes ago. and I'll hopefully meet him tonight or tomorrow morning to carry this program further. But I can assure you we'll make that happen, and we want to see a faster and rapid rollout of electric vehicles, not only for Reva, Arvind, but for all electric vehicles in the country and beyond. Dr. Jhunjhunwala is working with me on trying to make electric vehicles a way of life. And I sincerely believe, on the lines of what we discussed, if we can work, you will get complete support from the government of India led by Prime Minister Modi. He's passionate in his zeal on these subjects. In fact, I remember when President Obama and he were meeting, and I had the privilege of being the minister in waiting. So as a part of all the various engagements. So when the press asked him about the scale up on renewable energy, the Prime Minister's words were, we are not scaling it up under any international pressure. Our scale up to 175,000 megawatts of renewable energy in the now next 6.5 years, at that time it was 7 years, is not under any sort of pressure, under any commitment, under any international protocol. It's an article of faith for Prime Minister Modi. And I assure you, the rapid roll-up of projects such as what we have seen today, be it the electric vehicles, be it the biogas plant that you have shown and inaugurated today, be it the hydrogen vehicle we saw, be it the hybrids which you have developed, be it the clean CNG, all of these projects which we are working on, particularly related to environment, particularly related to a better world in the future, will be projects which we will partner with you, which we'll own up with you, and I assure you we'll do all of that in speed. I hope you can match up to the speed of Prime Minister Modi. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir, for a very inspiring speech. I think the most difficult thing for us is going to be matching up with the speed that you want us to run with, but we'll try our best. All the people who have to do it are right here. The minister has agreed to some interaction, take some questions, though we're running a little behind. So any of you, media, friends, or colleagues from MRV could ask any question to the minister. Use the microphone, please. Use the microphone.
What is the current this is for the minister energy across India?
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Kunangalam Unit 1 has been shut down for the
We are
past.
discussing this here. Yes? Discussing the subject for which I have come over here. We have discussed that today when I suggested that we'll have to develop some device by which this segregation through a conveyor or through some mechanization. I'm told they're already working on that.
Yes.
Mr. Goyal, this is Ganesh from Bloomberg News. How many states have agreed to sign up for this project
I
Uday?
can't hear it. Can you?
How many states have agreed to sign up for Project Uday so far?
For?
Uday.
Stick to this subject. I can answer all that any other time. But for your information, 12 states have already signed up. And I suspect all the states of India will sign up. All 29. There's nobody who's saying we won't sign up.
And how much do you think that they'll raise through bonds?
I've said that 100 times. You can go to the website. There is a Uday presentation. Google that. There are 72 slides. Read that. If you still have a question, email it to me. Okay. But if there's anything on this subject, I'll be more interested in discussing this.
On a VAT exemption for electric vehicles. Have you spoken to Maharashtra CM? And
I spoke to Maharashtra CM in the room next door right now, 15 minutes back.
Right.
And I made the request to him. I'll meet him tomorrow most probably.
When can we
and we'll speed that up. Well, look up the last 18 months at the speed at which this ministry and the government of India under Prime Minister Modi works, and you'll get the answer. Well, today we've discussed a project that we should launch it in some cities of Maharashtra. So I've talked to the Maharashtra Chief Minister. I'm sure they are in dialogue with all the Chief Ministers of the country.
Yes, we are. Sir, what is the current power situation in India on renewable energy?
Sorry?
Current power situation. And what are the plans for 2016-17?
In all public data, when we are
as you rightly
sitting around the same thing. We're going to expand renewable energy to 1,75,000 megawatt.
1 lakh?
75,000 megawatt by 2022. So that's 175 gigawatts. There's a proper annual scale up of that. For example, today solar is only 4,500. We are hoping to add about the actual add target for this year was only 2,000, but we'll exceed that by 25 to 30%. And we may go nearly 2,500, 3,000 megawatt solar in 15-16. 16-17, I hope to add 12,000 megawatt of solar alone. With that, there'll be wind, there'll be bio generated electricity, all of those other hydro. So overall, you could easily imagine 15 gigawatt being added in 16-17.
Sir, as you rightly pointed out,
Status of what?
sir, as you rightly pointed out, for such projects, cost is the one factor. So what are the initiatives we can expect from the government to help such plans, be it in states or like any corporates have come to that?
See, I had a lot of discussions with the Mahindra's team also today. I'm one of those who believes that, and I've learned this from management school, that if you keep depending or remaining on the clutches of government, you'll never be able to achieve scale, never be able to achieve path-breaking innovation. Government can handhold or support you in the initial period a little bit. But ultimately a project has to be techno-economically viable. I'll give you an example. Water heaters used to be given a subsidy. Because of that subsidy, the manufacturers would jack up their price, and therefore the consumer was hardly getting any benefit. But in the hope of that subsidy coming someday, and particularly in the last decade or so, we found subsidies were always delayed in terms of disbursement. After 18 months, I'm still paying subsidies which were promised 2 years and 5 years and 4 years ago. Because we inherited a lot of unpaid subsidies when we came into government. Our approach is make more and more people self-reliant, empower people to become economically viable. So in water heaters, in fact, the industry came and requested me, you remove the subsidy and our business volumes can grow exponentially. I've had discussions even with the colleagues here. Don't be on the clutches of government. Innovate, use economies of scale. So use the maxim that Prime Minister Modi talks about, speed, skill and scale. When you use economies of scale, when you do project rollouts faster, speedily and skillfully, you don't need government subsidies, you can be successful without that. And there can be no better example than the LED project. You have seen the LED project. The erstwhile government in 2013-14 had distributed 6 lakh bulbs in 1 year. This government will distribute 7 crore bulbs in the current year, 15-16. 6 lakh became 7 crore and the price came down by 76%. And today it's a standalone project. We don't give 1 rupee subsidy also. And we are giving 4 lakh bulbs every single day. 4 lakh bulbs. Where it was 6 lakh in 1 year by the same company, Energy Efficiency Services Limited. That company is giving out 4 lakh bulbs every day, 0 subsidy, 10 rupees upfront payment, balance paid over 8-9 months. The amount paid is less than the savings. I was telling Dr. Goenka, you should replace your entire bulbs in the whole Mahindra group in the entire country with LED in the next 3 months and your payback, because your rates must be more than the domestic rate, will be probably 6 months. So, world has changed now. Subsidy is not the solution. Speed, skill and scale is the solution.
Sir, here, in the case... We will have to take this as last question, please.
Just going electric vehicles, charging infrastructure has been a key issue on your left here. So charging infrastructure has been an issue in lighting this electric.
You know, I would ideally like to see a day where two things happen. Every gasoline station or petrol pump in the country should have a charging station. And secondly, in any case, the vehicle can be charged in the socket in your home. So normally you will charge at home, but if you are doing long distance, you could possibly do it in a charging station. We are working now towards building up that infrastructure. It could be a public-private partnership. It could be initially seeded by the government, and then subsequently it itself will become a business model. And if we look at maybe 500,000 stations being set up in the whole country, then the speed, skill and scale formula will come in, and the cost could be less than half or one-fourth. So our idea is that India is an import-dependent country on gas and petrol and diesel. So it would be wonderful to imagine, and Dr. Jhunjhunwala today has said, India should plan to be 100% electric vehicle country in the next 15-20 years. And the way storage technologies are becoming cheaper, the way innovation is happening, just like in the technology sector, if you recall memory chips, storage of data, I'm given to understand it falls 50% every month or every 3 months. Similarly, I expect in the years to come, innovation to play a great role. And India is a country which has sufficient power. Today, this country has surplus power and surplus coal. I don't know if you noticed on 29 December, and I've tweeted an article of Business Standard, you'll all be delighted to know, 29 December, the country had zero shortage of power in the entire country. So everybody who wanted power had 100% availability. And the power tariffs on the exchange, you know, we allowed trading of power on the exchanges, power exchanges. That price, when I became a minister, used to range from, for the southern grid, southern India, from 12 rupees or 11 rupees to 18 and 20 rupees. So South India, and all of you are consumers of South India, you were required, your discoms, you are required to buy power when there were shortages of as high as 18 and 20 rupees. The price on 29 December across India, north, south, east, west, was 2 rupees 31 or 2 rupees 35 paise. So for the first time in the history of India, 100% power met, and you had one grid, power for all, at one price, which was as low as 2 rupees 30 odd paise. First time in the history of India. Now, many times, many people ask us, "Achhe din kab aayenge?" You find some stress, this, that, here and there. It's because we are looking at structural improvements. We are making this whole enabling environment like this, which will spur industrial growth, which will help our farmers get power when they need it most, which will help all our students get 24 hours power so that they can study and not be deprived or less privileged compared to students, let's say, in a city. We want equal opportunity. We want to empower each citizen of this country. That's the effort of this government. We are working on an agenda which permanently makes each one of you live a better quality of life. We are not looking at shortcuts. Winning an election or two by giving loan waivers, subsidies. You know, in Hindi, I don't know, we are in Chennai, but if some of you understand Hindi, for far too long, this country has probably become quite used to khairat. Khairat is alms, subsidies, some favors, some crumbs thrown your way. I think we need to change the mindset of India. We need to empower each citizen to be a proud citizen. We need to make him feel that he's standing on his own feet. He doesn't need arms from anybody. He doesn't need any favor from a minister or a government. He doesn't need to be dependent on bureaucrats and politicians. He can stand on his own feet. That's the India we are dreaming of. That's the India we want.
I think we will.
And I promise you, that's what we're going to give to each one of you.
So just one question, please.
I would recommend you go down to a mobile app. It's Gramin Vidyutikaran or Garv, G-A-R-V. All of you who have smartphones can download that app on your phone and you will get the complete rundown of the rural electrification program that we are running. Prime Minister Modi announced on 15th of August 2015 that every village in this country, and 68 years after independence, it's a shame for all of us. It's a collective and shared responsibility of every Indian that we have been unable to provide electricity to 18,452 villages as on 1st of April 2015. Prime Minister Modi is most worried and agitated that how can a child in any of these villages study and compete with the rest of the world. My own father, Dr. Saab, studied under street lights in a small town in Haryana, where probably you may come from also, I don't know, Rajasthan or Haryana. But my father studied under a street light in the 40s. Can any of you accept that our young boys and girls have to study under kerosene lamps 68 years after independence? And mind you, these 18,500 villages are the most difficult. They are the remotest villages. They are in Naxalite and Maoist affected deep forests. They are at the top of mountains. These are those last 18,452 villages, which could not be done in 68 years. Prime Minister did not talk to us. He announced it on 15th August that he's given me 1,000 days to do it. Me as in the entire team. But I promise you we'll do it in 730 days. And we have given the whole roadmap on that app. If somebody, it seems there, has already downloaded it, G-A-R-V or Gramin Vidyutikaran, and you can download it on your phone. You'll get real-time updates. Every village that gets electrified. Currently, we are electrifying about 100 villages or 120 villages a day. We are going to ramp it up to 200 villages a day. And they are young boys and girls like these children who are there. I have 309 Gramin Vidyutikaran Abhyantas. These are young boys and girls who've just done engineering. We've hired them from villages so that they understand the pain of those villages and have a heart in their job. In fact, I interacted with them in Delhi. One boy got up from Mau in Madhya Pradesh. He never had electricity in his life. And he became an engineer in those trying circumstances. He knows the pain of living without electricity. And these 309 young boys and girls are making sure these 18,452 villages get electricity in 730 days. And then we'll also make sure in the balance 270 days that every home in these villages gets electricity. So in that app we have also shown which are the villages where we cannot reach the grid in so much time. They are so remote. That's where we'll do the off-grid solution, the distributed energy. Some 3,127 villages, revenue villages have been identified. We are working on that. And that's all given in that app. Thank you.
Mr. Bhai, we have no more time. We are running behind. Sorry.